Alright guys, so I'm going to go over our gold trade that we took today. The trade trade alerts. This is the first gold trade. This is the second entry that we called out. So this is our buy line. And then this is the inversion that we're looking at. The 4-hour bullish gap. We were shorting NASDAQ as well overnight, and we held that into opening range. This is the setup that we were looking at on my right. So I had mentioned that we should look at this 4-hour SIBI here. So this sell side inefficiency, buy side imbalance. The upper 50% of it we should see respected, and if we do, we'll see launching from there. Right. So we looked at the 7 cycle, used 9am 7 cycle low as stop loss. There was a 15-minute bullish gap there, and we accumulated longs there, and then we aimed for the 4-hour high. Right. This is me at the diner going through just outlining our trade. This is the additional entry that we took in the 5-minute bullish gap inside of the 4,000 psychological level. This is the trade entry with our risk parameter, $135 risk, and then I was aiming for the buy side liquidity pool. The daily order block threshold was my initial stop run. Above there was our take price. And then here are our trade results here. The setups, members result, right? Funnel testimonials. Some people were drawing 5,000. Some are drawing even more. Passing their accounts, drawing 2,500. Another payout. Another payout. Another payout. This guy is smashing his combine. All right, so let's go to the. All right, so let's go over to gold real quick. This setup was based so gold had shorted, recumulated on this weekly gap here. I had no bunch of levels here. But based off the daily, so weekly, right? We have weekly bullish gap off the daily time frame. So off the daily, right? We went to the low daily bullish gap here, right? And the small volume back. Now we strike through it, right, to the volume balance on the daily. Why? Because there's a 4-hour discount rate, right, and a breaking up full strike. And that was our low of the week. Right? That was Tuesday low of the week profile. So this week we have a Tuesday low of the week profile, right? We opened up on Monday, using new week open gap here, rebounds 50%, sold down, weekly candle open, right? And then we retrade the weekly candle, then we break that down, accumulate discount, where daily gap, 4-hour gap, one leg up, we leave that same gap here, we come back down on it, leg up, right? And now we're here with the open price is now our draw for Friday. How do our trades up? One. Okay, so do a 4-hour SIBI here, we have a 4-hour SIBI here, we have a 4-hour bullish gap. On the hourly, we took the Asia setup here. Why? 50% of that 4-hour, right? We left the breakaway gap here. 15-minute time frame during New York session. 7 cycle here at 9 o'clock. Start. That's 7 cycle. Right? 7 cycle. So we take liquidity. We run out 845's low, right? We accumulating still inside of this bullish breaker. Why? This low is lower than this low. So we're the entire time we are reaccumulating inside of the bullish breaker. Dropped down to the 5-minute time frame. This right here is our 7 cycle setup on gold. See this rundown, taking out a New York open, 7 a.m. low, 7:20 low. That is liquid. And at the same time, there is a 15-minute bullish gap here, 15-minute bullish gap, and we. Okay, now we jump to a 5-minute one. Right on the 3-minute, we built in a 3-minute bullish prezi here after liquidity run. So 9 o'clock, right? There's a liquidity run, creates displacement, comes down, reclaims the same 15-minute bullish gap at 9:50 macro, 9:45, then creates a 3-minute gap, and the entry you saw us take was off of the additional entry, right here. So we accumulated inside of here, and my goal was basically this high here, which was daily order blocks. And then that was basically my trade, and then I held it for one more spool right off of this for late PM session, around 3 o'clock, get the last one. So we saw a structure here. This is London lunch right here, 5 a.m. Yep. Well, right, roll over to here. We have here, this is the big of these industrial. We did a shallow run, and then we held another breaker below, and then it created a PM prezi inside of here. 130, and then we ran. And that was basic. That was the basis of our trade, right? Tuesday low of the week profile, right? So we have Monday, we have Sunday open, right? New week opening gap. We grade that for 50, 25% quad. 50 and 25% quadrant was held. Then comes into there, inverting gap, and new week opening gap during Asia. Sells down. London sells down. New York, 9 a.m., 7 cycle for this day. Right, this is 7 cycle New York. And 9 a.m. on the dot, does a liquidity run, shallow, retrades the gap, and also what? A bearish breaker. Then retrades 450 balance there. 9 o'clock runs that liquidity out, and then we have relative lows at 7 pre-market, engineer low. Right, and then next day Asia does the same thing, trades into what? This breaker there. We trade that in Asia, sends it down by 5:30 pre-market, Tuesday. He's a shallow run. Then Asia opens Tuesday, next day. We chase to the 50% of that 4-hour gap. And daily trades there. Then we have retracement day on Wednesday. And then Wednesday, Asia reaccumulates in the upper quadrant of that daily and 4-hour bullish gap. London creates the run. Midnight open price is right over here. Midnight open price and just pulls off on this bullish breaker here. You see how it's a little bit lower than this one. That's our bullish breaker. 7 cycle comes in again, 9 a.m. Reclaims the 15-minute bullish gap. Gave us displacement. Then create another bullish gap here. That's going to be our reaccumulation level. So now run out at October 29th, right? 812. Go back to the Discord. Well, these are the students' trade results, but this is mine. I took the 15 micros, risking about 570 to make 4,000. And off of this, I had just taken a payout for $2,000 off of the top step. So I was copy trading for challenges to capitalize on some reserve. Here, before the trade played out, 1,608 after claim call out, and then we also took a short on NQ. Let me break that. Short here, right inside here, 3 micros. I said stop loss right above this way, and then AM came in, and AM released and so we took a partial here. We got out, and we looked at PM Prezi inside of here. So PM Prezi started right here. We took this inversion, so aim for relative lows. Here we got for look at the structure here on the 5-minute. PM Prezi is the tails, and then if you love, this was my signature. This is my add-on right here. I pyramided right here. It's 5-minute gap. I went in again. 2 o'clock, 2:30 went in. 3 o'clock, 250 macro. If you come macro, did the run on the 940 low. This was the 250 310 macro. That allowed us to spool off of that. 4 p.m. market on close trade and earnings calls. Earnings we didn't say took. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this setup. 7 cycle unicorn and Prezi, and for balance price range inversion, 7 cycle unicorn model, and easy draw. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, I have a free Discord. Any additional questions, I have a monthly signal service. I've taught most of your favorite traders, especially people like Gene. We've traveled the world together and made lots of money. And you may see us conversating on Twitter a lot. That is my number one power. Proud to hear that he's doing super well. And I'm here, back at it. Take care and have a good weekend.